my favorite places to fish and just to be in Massachusetts is the town of Sheffield. Because this is what Sheffield generally is. It's still very, very rural and very agricultural, and it's very historical. This is the home of Colonel John Ashley at the time, the site of the writing of the Sheffield Resolves, which are a precursor to the Declaration of Independence. Pretty badass. This is also where his personal slave, Mumbet, who was serving the table as the worthies wrote this great document in 1774, got the idea that, wait a minute, people are born with the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and all men are created equal. And she heard the words that Jefferson would later put into the Declaration of Independence, and she thought, why am I a slave then? And one day she left this home and walked about 6 miles down the road to the center of Sheffield, where one of the worthies, a guy named Theodore Sedgwick, was a lawyer. Theodore Sedgwick Esquire, his name was. And she basically knocked on his door, and she asked him to take her case. He told her, "You're a woman. I can't take the case of a woman. Women can't file suit in Massachusetts court system." Well, she turned around, came walking back down, and she went down to that house, and Brom was in there, who had been owned by Ashley for a few years, convinced Brom, I got a great idea, and they fought with Sedgwick's help for their freedom. This little building gives you a really great, when it's open, I don't know how often it's open, but it gives you a really great history of the Mumbet story. Mumbet, she's been famous, Elizabeth Freeman, has been famous in Massachusetts history for a long time. Sheffield has some other great moments of history connecting to Ashley: American Revolution, French and Indian War, and after that, Shays' Rebellion, which will come to a conclusion about 4 miles that way, at the Battle of Sheffield. This community's got a lot to offer. Just a few miles, not a few miles, about a mile over that way, is Bartholomew's Cobble, which is a series of geological formations, beautiful intrusions of rock come up from the deep earth, penetrating the bedrock of the Housatonic Valley. Then we got the Housatonic River, and that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to go fishing, see what we can catch. But look at it, this beautiful area with the black locusts and the walnut trees and the beautiful pin oaks. I've been seeing all kinds of, it's Sheffield. Sheffield's a beautiful town. And the good thing is the mosquitoes are swarming me so bad that they can't get at me individually. And lucky I got the picaridin. You know, the river level is actually on the low side right now compared to how it's been. So I don't know what the fishing's going to be like. I imagine it's not going to be bad. We are talking about my favorite river. And I'm throwing a big spinnerbait. I'm not even messing around. I mean, I know if I throw a smaller bait, I will catch a lot of small fish, a lot of smallmouth. I'll have all kinds of action. But I also know that there's some big fish in here. That big old cormorant just came flying in. Oh, he missed it. Twice. Oh, he's hot. Whoever he is it a pike or a bass? It's got to be a pike, right? What else would do that? I'll leave him alone for a little while. But will he leave me alone? That's why I like the second drag. I just opened up the second drag. He hit right next to the boat. So I'm on the running drag right now. Now I could pop him. Oh, there he goes again. He's a decent sized one. Running drag. He's not huge, but I didn't lose him because he didn't snap me off. That's the kind of fish that could snap you off if, because they do make those crazy lunges. Look at him. Okay, he hit the pink. That's the same one. He hit 3 times. Oh, well, he cooperated. Now, this is why, again, why I like the spinnerbait, because I can extricate him. He's only got one hook in there. Look at that. He barely got damaged. And if he comes in the boat, he doesn't cut me to pieces. Oh, he splashes me like a turd. How beautiful was that? Wow. All these guys, I tell them. Do they come? No. Shut up. Now, what I should do here is retie, but I'm not going to. I'm throwing a cast without retying. Oh, what a dope. Oh, that was wicked stupid, because this is a pike cut right here. The current's coming from the front of the kayak, and gotta retie. So see that? Second, still good. That second drag saved me a fish there, and a lure. They're on spinnerbaits today. I was going to go charging all the way up the river. I'm like, why am I going to go charging up the river? I'm just going to fish nice and slow. Right now, I don't got a lot of current. I can fish this like it's a lake. There we go. What do we got here? Turned him. Bass. Largemouth. Largemouth. Nice one. Not a bad one. Not a huge one, but not a huge one. Oh, yeah. The largemouth falls victim to the pink. Oh, they're feisty in here. Look at that. Nice, what would we say that is? 2.5? Fatty. Yes. I'm laughing because, these weeds are just their game. They love these weeds. But they also like downed wood. Oh, yeah. See, I like to get it up to the top so I can see if there's anybody coming after it, because it really does, you can see the, usually, not all the time. You believe that pike hit 3 times? That was so cool. There, calm down, I'm throwing across the river. There's a weed line there, right? We like the weed lines. Do we have anybody? Is anybody home? Is anybody home? Okay, we're going to go back. We're whipping it back. All right. Oh, I just saw somebody coming. Somebody was coming. I saw those weeds move. Oh, is somebody coming? Is somebody coming? No, see, the current catches me now. Now I'm going to just do this. I'm going to chuck one out there. Right out in the middle. I don't see any visible structure. I think there's structure there, though. I think there's boulders or something there, because I've caught fish out there that, probably shouldn't have been there. Oh, swallow. Came whipping right by me. It's a beautiful area. Ashley's house, now privately owned. You can't go into that one. Well, you could, but you wouldn't be welcome. I don't believe it's hard to believe they don't mow down to the river. I mean, the river does come right up. On a high river will come right there. A high river will come right up, almost into his yard. And you can see this is definitely some kind of a jetty built by Colonel Ashley, or a later descendant. There we go. I hit that rock. Oh! It was a smallmouth. Nice one, too. It hit the rock and went into the river, and he hit it. Oh, yes. Some people will cry. I've seen people almost cry. Oh, another one. Oh, nope, it was weeds. I've seen people almost cry when they miss fish, right? What the heck? Just throw another cast. Break one off, tie another one on. What are you going to do? That guy hit good. That was funny. He was just right there. He was hanging right. Now, remember my competition theme. Are there more? Whoa, did you see that? Holy cow, that was a pike. Why did he do that? Was he just showing himself to me? Did another pike annoy him? What the heck was that about? That pike jumped a foot out of the water. Oh, maybe he was going for a swallow that I didn't see. I gotta look at the film. He saw Mr. Pink, but I think Mr. Pink freaked him. He was like, oh, I almost went for that. Somebody followed me there. Oh, there he is. Oh. I was wondering where you guys were. Smallmouth. Yep. He barely hit that. He just came out and kind of gave it a gobble. Bigger than the other one. Not a bad one. Oh, he's getting me all wet. Wow! Well, he's bigger than I thought he was. Oh no. That was a memorable. Oh. He fell into the boat, he fell into the lure tray, he got me slimed. Oh, he just didn't care. But he hit the pink, you notice? Oh, look at Mr. Beaver. He just came up, he's munching. Look at him. We're really close to Mr. Beaver. I saw a muskrat just a minute ago, but this guy's chowing. I mean, not making splash. He's been appropriate. He hasn't... Oh, no, he splashed. Oh, darn it. You can see where they're going. They're going... Let's investigate where this beaver was. I think he was right up here. There's a tree there I'm not familiar with. What are we looking at there? That tree with the red berries hanging over. Is that a hawthorn? A big overgrown hawthorn? I think it might be. Oh no, it's a mulberry. It's a mulberry tree. Look at that. Beautiful. And that beaver's up there eating the mulberries. I want to go up there and eat the mulberries. Look at that one. He just dove in the water. Look at him go. He's spoiling my area. Oh. You can go back. I won't bother you. You can go back. You'll be fine. You can munch your mulberries later. Go on back. What are you waiting for? He came out and whaled it. Right after it hit the water, he whaled it. But for whatever reason, he missed it. He was right up against the bank there. If it was a spinnerbait, it would have hooked him, but, well, maybe not, because he might not have hit it. the nose over there. There we go. There's that fish. He was there, and he was waiting. Man, this is a big fish. Holy cow. We don't know what it is, but it's a big fish. He hit this like a son of a gun. Holy cow. No, I'm wrong. It's not that big of a fish. Boy, did I overreact to that. It's just a largemouth. I mean, it's a 4-pounder, but come on, I thought I had like a world record pike. Ah, nice fish. Nice bass, but I thought it was huge. My heart was in my throat. I was like, holy crap. My mind's playing tricks on me. Oh. Well, we got a good fish out of there. We don't know if it's the same fish. I doubt it is. Because the way that thing came out of that water makes me think it was a lot bigger than that bass.